mic back in the right spot. Here we go. We here.
Y'all can hear us?
Oh yeah, that should be coming in nice and clear. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Alicia.
What up? All right. We told y'all we were gonna be back with some more goodies for you. So we are back in the building as we promised. All right. And today, you know what? Today is a pretty important topic to jump into. And the reason why it's so important is that right now we are with being in the age of Aquarius, everything that we're manifesting is all mental.
Mm.
And if you haven't noticed by now, when it comes to creating things mentally, it actually is coming a lot easier. But there's some interference that's coming through. And we want to shed a little bit of spotlight on what that interference is so that hopefully you can be better equipped to manifest in the world that you want to live in. Okay? And also, my baby is itching to pull some cards.
Man, I just, I had stopped. We used to do the card readings earlier, maybe last year. And that, the energies was just getting too much. Because, everybody, they come with their own different types of energies. So when you do readings for people, you kind of have to open up yourself and stuff like that. So, so I had stopped doing them for a while.
Yeah.
But if you guys want, we can do a couple after we go through the slide. So if you want us to do some card readings, and this is the love card reading, the romance angel card. So if you want us to do some card readings, just put it in the chat and let us know. We can go into the card readings after we do the live. Well, not the live. You know what I mean.
After we finish with the presentation.
Yeah, there you go.
All
so
right.
Say it's so professional.
All right. What's going on? Who we got in the house?
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here with us, man.
Yes,
Listen, YouTube done kicked us off the algorithm, so.
Oh, yeah. I'm being remiss.
Yeah.
Definitely make sure that you give us that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace. What's going on, Big Empress?
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Building. What's going on? What's up? Yeah, definitely share and like up the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Help us get back on the algorithm. Let YouTube know that we're back in full effect. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're back.
Yeah, they've been hating on us since 2020. I'm gonna just say that since 2020.
And actually, speaking of that, what we're about to go into today is actually a redo of a previous video, and somewhere we'll probably put it up top or on the left once this video has been posted, so that you can actually go back and look at the previous video that we
went
did.
In on that video. That's why they didn't like us too much.
Gosh. Now I will say that previous video, the reason why we went so hard on it because of the mind control that was going with people getting
there was some mob mind control, and we had to go through and break it down and what it looks like. So we went into a lot of details especially about the mob mind control, because that's what we experience globally as a collective for the most part of definitely the whole of 2020, and then 2021, and then maybe some of 2022.
Yeah. Now, when we did that video back in 2020, we essentially went through a whole book within an hour.
Yeah, I think it was 2021 we did it.
Yeah. Now, with this type of information, it really doesn't do it justice to just fly through it. So, we're going to take it in small chunks.
So, that's how you eat an elephant, right? A little bit at a time. Well, not elephant. That sounds so.
Yeah, we ain't eating no elephant.
Non-vegan.
That's how you eat your salad, one leaf at a time. But let me stop. But we're going to get into it, and once again, the battle is mental, and if you can conquer this, and you can conquer everything else. And I
Mm-hmm.
do mean literally conquer everything else. Now, um, before I even go into that, I have to say the Spider-Man slogan:
What was that?
with great responsibility, with
With
great
great
power.
comes great responsibility.
Yes. So when I say that you will be able to control the world around you, you will be held accountable for the actions that you take.
Yep.
So just know that the actions that you take with using these techniques, it can be used for good, and
Mm-hmm.
you will reap the consequences of using it for good, and you can use it for nefarious things.
And you will also reap those rewards.
Hmm.
So, be very mindful.
Yes.
Choose wisely.
Yes. So what you put out is what you get back. All right. Awesome. So with that out, well, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this. And so, boom,
Here you go.
mind control 101.
And I know a lot of people might be asking, they look at the name of our channel, which we're going to change that name, by the way. We just hadn't figured out what name to put it yet, right? But we're working on changing the name of the channel. They might want to know, what does Twin Flames have to do with mind control?
Mm.
Eh, Everything to do with mind control.
Everything.
Everything, because people will use your weakness to control you.
Hmm.
They'll sort you out and they'll see that, hey, so-called twin flame is trending. This is a good opportunity for me to make some money. This is a good opportunity for me to do this, to whatever it is.
Hmm.
So you definitely want to know when tactics are being used on you, especially when it comes to relationships. You need to be able to pinpoint these tactics, and we're going to go into all of them.
Hmm.
So I just wanted to
Yeah.
clear the air with that part.
And just also know that we haven't finished with the series
Oh yeah.
of the why we get into relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be coming up soon. So if you haven't subscribed already,
Go ahead and
go
subscribe.
ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, because for the way that things are going right now, we're going to end up popping up on y'all
Yeah.
until we can get back on the regular schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely make sure you turn on those notification bells. All right, but let's go ahead and jump back into it. And I like this new feature that's on here. Like I can just
Yeah.
turn things off. That is so dope.
That is cool.
All right, so boom. So what are we going to be covering today, baby?
All right. So I'm just gonna be the person that read, and then my baby is just gonna elaborate on what I read on the slide. Y'all cool with that? And if you got questions while we're going through this stuff, guys, put it in the chat. We'll dive into it. Okay. And again, don't forget, if you want us to do some card readings towards the end of the presentation, also put it in the chat so that we know that you want to do some card readings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's get into it. What is mind control? That's what we're going to talk about. Okay. Intro to mind control. Where is mind control used, and models of mind control? All right, so this is what we're going to touch on. It's the basics.
Yeah. And just for a little bonus for those who um, like to jump in on short videos and may not stay to the end,
Oh man.
got a little bonus, a little tip for you at the end as far as some tips on navigating this
Mm-hmm.
whole mind control thing. Now you may be able to you may be able to pick up what we're putting down as we go through these different slides,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm just gonna make it real plain for you once we get to the end of these slides, so that you can actually know how to navigate and not fall victim to some of these traps.
Right. We put it
Okay.
all together. It's going to come all together at the end. That's how we do it.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, boom. First one, you know how we do, y'all. We gotta go to the etymology of
You
things.
must. You have to. We're in the matrix.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, the Word was the Word, and then the Word was made flesh and dwelleth amongst us. Right. So we got to go into the words. We got to break it down.
Mm-hmm.
What is mind control?
All right. So when we look at mind, what that means is that which feels, wills, thinks is the intellect. Okay. And of course, you got all these different terminologies of what mind used to be, and you can see how it was spelled different ways even before it actually came into what we accept today as MIND.
Right.
Okay. Now, when we look at control, it's pretty much to check the accuracy of, to verify, but most importantly, in this particular situation, to regulate.
That's right.
Okay. So basically, when you look at the word mind control, we're talking about the regulation of the feelings, the will, how you think, and also the control of your intellect. Okay. Now, you could be doing these things, you can be controlling all of these things yourself, but as we're about to get into, we're gonna find out that there's some other people who have some other plans for you. All right. All right. So boom. So baby, real simple. What is mind control?
Mind control. Mind control simplified. The intention to bring about a change. Listen to this, guys, real carefully. Yeah, screenshot this, okay?
Oh, let me make it big.
Make it big so they can screenshot this. Okay? The intention to bring about a change in one's thoughts and feelings. Okay? And therefore, their actions is an act of mind control. You see, the thing about mind control is not working unless you don't know that you're being mind controlled. So some of your actions, well, for the majority of people on planet Earth who have never ever done an ounce of shadow work, or who has not self-actualized, the majority of their actions are actually results of mind control.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get into that. Now, once again, for those of y'all who are just joining in, we're actually going back and we're diving a little bit deeper into a video that we did about 3 years ago, 2021.
2021 will be, I think, it's 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And it was centered around everything that was going on around that time with people getting experimental treatments done. And but it's so much more to what this is.
Okay.
Now, right now, what we're about to do is draw a little bit of a distinction between what mind control is and what some may consider coercion. Now, when it comes to coercion, people may think that there's manipulating and things of that nature, but it's not necessarily mind control.
Right.
Okay? And so let's break down this one. And hopefully, if we're going too fast or if y'all have any questions as we go, please feel free to drop the comments in the chat and we'll dive into it a little bit deeper. But it's a lot of information, and right now we're just going through the first. This is just like half of the first chapter.
It's not a lot of information. Our slide is not a lot of information. We probably got like, what, 8 slides, 9 slides?
Oh, yeah, we just got 8. Like we dissected it.
Yeah, but this topic of mind control is a lot of information. So what we're hoping that you would do is, like, this is what we always do. We give you some nuggets and you take it and you run and you do your own research with it. So you got a lot of stuff that you could notate and you can actually go and dive deep into it for yourself. And I think you put did we put the book in the Patreon yet?
Yes, the book should be in Patreon. So if you're not a part of the Patreon family, the link's right there. I don't know what you're waiting on. It's a very small investment in your future.
Go ahead and do it, guys.
Okay.
A lot of free books up there.
A lot of free books.
Yeah, good free books too. All right.
So let's go into a little bit. Let's make a distinction between what exactly is coercion and what is mind control.
Right.
Okay. So I'll take the coercion.
All right. I'll take the mind control.
All right. So when it comes to...
Didn't even come out right. Y'all know what we mean. Come on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So when it comes to coercion, the only thing that really matters is that the controller wants to have someone make a specific action and has no concern for their motives. What does that mean is that they want you to go and drink the water, but they don't care that you've already drunk 10 gallons. They just gonna want you to drink that glass of water.
Right.
Okay? And when it comes to coercion, it's a lot of it is involved with threats. We know a lot of threats were happening within these past 3 years,
Right.
making people feel guilty
Yeah.
because they don't go with a certain agenda,
Mm-hmm.
or they want to
humiliate.
There you go.
It's okay.
Because that would usually do the job too.
Yeah.
But coercion lacks any form of grace and elegance. It's just raw, like make somebody do something that they don't want to do
against all of their will.
Right. Because when it comes to coercion, they really don't care about the person's thoughts or feelings that they're coercing.
Exactly. Or who they got to gather together to get it done. Put you in a corner, literally. So that's that. Now, mind control. This one is very, very, very subtle. So it's subtle. You can't even, if you're not paying attention, you're not going to know it's mind control. This is why it works so well. It's subtle. Very, very subtle.
Yep.
And coercion starts at the bottom, while mind control seeks to control from the top of the pyramid. So that's why you, at the bottom, you have no idea what's going on.
Right.
Mind control is difficult and unnatural because it requires the controller to think above the present short term and think beyond mere appearances. So people who practice mind control, they have a lot of patience.
Yes.
Lots and lots of patience. The people that so-called manipulate this realm or try to, they have a lot of patience. They will invest generations ahead to see something get completed.
Yeah.
They don't mind investing in their future great grand. They have the patience. They'll stick it out. They'll wait.
Yeah. Because it's a series of steps that are put into play. For example, you ever thought how when the Apple glasses came out, like everybody was just so excited about it, and now they can't wait to go and get the Apple glasses? Well, if you rewind, maybe even 5 years ago, no, let me go back at least 10 years ago. Because I do believe about 10 years ago they came out with the Google glasses, and everybody just thought they were trash.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But they started prepping people even before then, because you had shows like the Jetsons, all these spy technology where they viewing stuff through the glasses. They were kind of building you up, because their end goal was that, so by the time the Apple glasses came out, you couldn't wait to go get it.
You was ready, nice and ready.
That's how subtle mind control is. It's over time, but if you don't catch it, you can fall.
And it's suggestive, you know.
All right. So now going into this next part, right? In order to understand mind control, you have to understand the workings of the human mind.
So people make decisions on every level in a way that is unique to each of them. Those decisions are based on mental filters that are used to perceive the self and its environment. Now, these filters are best understood in the form of questions that people ask themselves. Now, keep in mind that these questions are asked unconsciously. Therefore, people are unaware of them, but they can be deduced by a person's behaviors and the ways they react to events.
Yeah. So this is another area of shadow work, really, because you have to understand, how did you even get to the point of the way that you think?
Think about it.
How did you form your perceptions? Okay? And once you can get a grasp on that, then you can actually also understand whether or not your certain beliefs and perceptions, are they valid, or were they fabricated? Because in certain situations, one of the things that just recently came out is that not all black people came from Africa.
Or so-called black people. Yeah.
You know, well, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Let me go to another.
That's a whole nother video for that one.
Topic.
Whole nother topic.
All right. But here's some things that people ask themselves as far as when it comes to looking for a good partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna dive a little bit into each one of these questions. All right. And so, what's the first question, sweetheart?
Am I attracted to their appearance?
Mm-hmm.
This you don't know. Like, think about it, right? If you're growing up in a household, let's say you're 4, 5, 6 years old, and you're growing up, and the dominant phenotype that you're seeing and everybody's attracted to will be one of maybe a very pointy nose, fair skin, blue eyes, and you grow up seeing everybody just falling head over heels for this type of phenotype. You're going to be slowly conditioned as you grow up to think that that is the personification of beauty, right? So you might like something different, or you might start in yourself, like 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. If you hadn't been introduced to that phenotype, it could have been something different, right? You could have gradually let yourself see what you're attracted to versus being shown what you need to be attracted to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to go back and ask yourself, hey, why am I attracted to this type of appearance? What is it? Is it something that was kind of shown to me when I was younger? It was, ask questions.
Yep. You want to ask yourself, do you feel safe with this person?
Like,
how do you identify safety?
Right.
Okay. Because safety could be financial. Safety could be
emotional.
It could be spiritual. So safety is so many ways. We have to examine where are we getting the answers for these questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
When was it implanted? Because all of these things are implanted at some point, at some phase.
Yeah. And so this is just understanding the workings of the mind as far as like how many filters that these questions actually go through. Mm-hmm. Because even with this next question, which is, can I see myself having sex with this person? Mm-hmm. Well, before you even think that you can have sex with this person, you have to first think, oh, are they cute enough? Okay, they're cute enough. Mm-hmm. Do I feel safe with this person? I don't think they're going to cheat on me. And so, like, you go through all of these different questions, and it goes on and on before you actually get to the point where you make a decision on whether or not you're going to act.
Right.
Okay? But if you have certain people that just know how to manipulate these filters and these layers, then it can throw you off your game.
Way off your game. And before you know it, all of the decisions that you're making, it's not based off of just solely you. It's based off of those suggestions, those subtle waves of, hey, why don't you, or hey, or just keep showing you something over and over again. And after a while, that becomes your norm. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep. Now, for some of y'all, you may think that, oh, well, mind control is just used in certain situations or certain places.
No.
Boo-boo.
It is everywhere.
Mind control is used anywhere and everywhere.
All at once.
Okay. As you can see how these lines are going across this globe, that's where mind control is going. It's touching everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to go to is a list on some of the things that you may or may not think is a mind control situation.
Again, guys, it's subtle.
All right. You want to go with the top row and not go with the middle?
Top in the middle. So who's going first?
Ladies, of course.
Ladies first. Okay. So motivating a child to eagerly perform better in school. That's a form of mind control. Creating obedience to a religious or political figure. Creating a feeling of superiority towards one group. And I got to tell you, I have actually been experiencing this for some time. I want to say a couple months. And let me tell you, crazy. Motivating a prospect to buy a specific product or service.
Mhm.
It is mind. If any one of you have ever been in sales, you know that's the biggest form of mind control.
Yeah.
Creating panic to sell a certain stock. Again, mind control.
Right. Now, for this next layer, instilling trust in the authority that is speaking to you on the television.
Mm.
That's a form of mind control. Creating components for the competition. Yeah, components for,
Contempt.
excuse me, creating contempt for the competition while establishing greater customer loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bringing in greater revenue. That's a form of mind control. Being an attractive person, bringing an attractive person into a romantic or sexual encounter. That is a form of mind control. Okay. Selling an undervalued product for
For
a
a higher
higher
price,
price.
man.
That is mind control.
Ultimate.
Okay. Now, there's so many things that are made in this world as far as clothes and things of that nature,
Yeah.
and it only took them $10 to create a shirt, but they want to sell it to you for 300.
Right. And the bottom, talking a cop out of a traffic ticket. Done that before. Succeeded.
Right.
Making a spectator believe in psychic abilities,
Mm-hmm.
causing someone to reevaluate their prior beliefs. Now, that one I really want to dive into because that's what's happening right now on social media with these leaders, gurus taking advantage of people. Because that is actually a mind control tactic,
Mm-hmm.
getting you to change your belief system or your story that you tell yourself. And they do it in a very specific way. So they'll have like a group of people, right? Group of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have each one of them telling a particular story. And each of the stories that they're going to have these people telling on stage, they're going to be very, very similar. And so after a while, you're going to want to change your story or change the way that you feel to match everyone else's. That's a form of mind control. Have you ever been in a group? Take for instance, I'm gonna give you a small example, then we're gonna go here, right? And mind control is something that could be done consciously or unconsciously. It doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Right.
So there was this girl that went missing in Alabama.
Hmm.
Um, when is it? Like on the 13th? A few days ago, she went missing, right? And so they had it. You guys must have seen it because they had it all over. Even people in Africa, they were praying and doing. Oh, hope she comes home and everything, right? They were really worried about her. So a few days ago, the girl shows up at her parents' doorstep. She was missing for 48 hours and then she just showed up out of nowhere. Apparently, the story was that she was abducted on the highway. She wanted to, she got out of her car to try and go and help this little kid that was in the street, in the middle of the street, in a pamper. It was a little kid, a little Caucasian kid, right?
Hmm.
And so when I first heard about it, I was like, man, I think this is something serious. I don't think that this is anything to play with. And so I'm seeing people have all of these like social media feeds and they're doing lives and they're actually going in on this young lady and saying how, oh, she's lying.
Hmm.
And they're breaking people are on the feed. They came in on the feed feeling one way. They felt, oh, I'm so glad that she was found and I'm glad she's at home. And from having other people come in and say, you know what, I believe she's lying. People said that the officer said that they didn't see a child, and they're just going in and in and in and in and on and on. And the people who were actually in there to support her, they slowly started to change their story.
Hmm.
Mind control.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yes, 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 yes. And there are so many models as far as when it comes to mind control. But for the sake of time,
Oh yeah.
we're
Sorry about
just
that.
going to look at four of these models of mind control. Okay. And for those of you all who are just wondering which book that we're going into, there's going to be one or two ways for you to find this information. Either you're going to have to go onto our Patreon and see the most recent book that's been added to the post so that you'll be able to download it, or you can go and search and look for the video that we did 2 years ago, which will be
we'll put it up there.
It'll be in the links below, but it'll be after this live and everything is posted. But let's get into it because we want you all to be aware of this because this is what light workers do. We shine light in the darkness, and the darkness is just the unknown. Now, we attempted in doing this before, but apparently our cry wasn't heard. So we just gotta be like Ralph Smart. We gotta keep repeating it.
Just keep saying it.
We gotta be like Brother Panic. We gotta keep repeating it.
Yeah.
Just so it gets into your subconscious or into your awareness, and then we can actually make some powerful changes.
Right.
Okay. So the next part we're going into are the models of mind control.
Yes.
And you want to do this one?
Yep. So behavioral modification or conditioning model. That's one. The hardwired model. It's another one. Now the NLP model. That's actually a pretty good one. The NLP. But again, it can also. It's a knife. It's a double-edged sword. So.
Right.
Environmental control model. That one is being used on a mass scale. Now, as with every case of mind control, the controller knows what he wants people to do and wants them to do it willingly. And so this is the thing. You're going to be doing these things willingly. Okay? What they think are, and then you're going to be thinking now, because you're doing it willingly, you're going to be thinking this is your own thoughts. This is what makes this
so subtle.
So, because you're thinking you're acting on your own.
But you're not.
Like,
yes, it's like, oh gosh. Let me go into this real quick.
Yeah.
Because when we say that it's really subtle, right? I'm trying to think of some place to bring forth that's not going to show my hand.
Wait, we should tell him the story that Brother Joseph had told with how he. That's perfect.
That's dope.
That is a perfect example.
So yeah, Brother Joseph. If y'all don't know about Brother Joseph, check him out.
Check out his channel.
He always brings some awesome information. Definitely check him out. But he was telling this story about how he was playing this mind trick on one of his guys at work. And this was when, Brother Joseph, he was on the left-hand side for a little bit. He was doing some dark stuff. But hey, we all got our past.
Yeah.
And so he was trying out some techniques. And he had this one brother on the job that he didn't like too much. And so one of the things that he did, now this guy was perfectly healthy in the beginning of the shift. But what he did was that he'll go over to the brothers like, "Oh man, are you okay? You don't look too good." And he'll just walk away. And the guy be like, "What?" But it's like threw him off. And then Brother Joseph, he came back again a few minutes later, like, "Dog, you really don't look too good. Like, are you okay? You think you need to go home?" It's like, "No, I'm okay."
Yeah.
And he'll leave him alone. Now, once again, this guy's perfectly healthy, nothing wrong with him. A few hours later, Brother Joseph come back. It's like, "Was that you I heard coughing?" "I think I heard you coughing. That was you coughing, right?" And lo and behold, by the end of the day, this guy had to go home early because he said he was feeling sick. He wasn't feeling well. He was sweating and perspirating because he was able to plant.
He planted a seed. And you know the crazy thing about it, Brother Joseph said at the end of the day, he thanked him for looking out for him.
He thanked him. It's like, "Man, ain't nobody else looking out for me. You're the only one that was looking out for me and just wanted me to do well."
Yeah, see how this mind control, and it's so subtle you won't even realize that it's happening, and then you'll be the one thanking the people who's doing it. Man, thank you so much.
But they're the ones who put you in that predicament.
So you see, you got to pay attention, guys. That's why we come here and we try to bring this to you. We probably gonna do another video with this again because
we got more to dive into.
This mind control information is so important, and we're not going to rest until everybody know about this mind control, because there's some people out there who are oblivious that this type of tactics even exists.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
None.
But it
None at
happens
all.
every single day, every second of the day, every time you walk out the door, every time you see a commercial, every time you see one of them things plastered on the bus, every time you turn on the television, you're being mind controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be aware. See, but if you're aware of it, it doesn't work.
Yep.
You get to look at it, and you get to pick out the techniques. Oh, they're using this technique. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow, I know that technique. Instead of being under the spell,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now this next one, I gotta dive into this one.
Go
I
on,
think I'm gonna,
baby.
I'm
You
gonna
want me
do
to read
this
it and
one.
you dive?
Yeah, you can read into it, and then I'm gonna dive into it.
All right, let's swim. Put your goggles on.
All right. So boom. Now this is the first model that we're gonna dive into.
All right, so behavioral modification conditioning model, aka social media. The behavioral modification conditioning model works by a system of stimuli, guys. Stimuli in the form of rewards and punishment based on the behaviors of the subject. Behavioral modification conditioning requires a series of steps that rewards good behavior and punishes bad behavior. Bad Grover, bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And this right here goes on in everything. Now, as you can see, we've chosen some very selective photos here because one of the reward stimulations is likes.
Likes.
Like people see that, oh, okay, hold on, if I post videos about me actually being myself, I don't get any likes.
Right.
But if I use this filter, but if I do this dance, if I react to this
Do
particular
what's
topic,
trending. Do what's trending.
then all the lights go up. Okay, let me do
Yeah.
it again. Let me get the followers. And it's like an addiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dopamine. Yep.
And to be quite honest, and please forgive me if you feel in your feelings at all, but it's no different than this dog right here getting treats.
Mm.
Because his master is teaching him to be obedient so that he can get those treats.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who are dog lovers, for the most part, we do our best
We
to
got a
raise our
little booby
dogs.
right here. See?
We do our best to put love into them and things of that
Yeah.
nature. But there are certain trainers who teach their dogs to be vicious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And the same way that we make our dogs loving and sweet by providing them rewards and things of that nature, they do the same thing. They give them rewards, but to do malicious things.
It can go in the opposite direction. Now, the thing that I'm noticing about the social media trends, that they promote certain things on purpose, and they would hide certain things on purpose. So the way they want to see the world behave, again, behavioral modification. How they want to see the world behave is what they're going to put as so-called trending, right? Because if they want to see you doing a particular dance, act, because right now the thing on TikTok is to act like AI. Oh, hot dog, yum yum. Oh, hearts, thank you. So that's the thing now, for you to act like AI, and by you acting like AI on your TikTok, it's gonna go viral. So they're gonna support that type of behavior because that's what they want to see, right? So you gotta be very careful with social media. Some of us have businesses, right? And so we really sometimes we don't really have a choice but to do what's trending so our stuff can get out there because
Right.
of the algorithm. But the algorithm can be hacked. It can be hacked. Like if you want to see a particular person, like take for instance, you like our videos, you like the stuff that we offer, share our videos. That's how you beat the algorithm to really suppress stuff like Oh, hot dog. Like. Oh, thank you. Flowers. Share. So that's what the algorithm is going to be pushing out. They're not going to push out our videos where we're talking about mind control because they're trying to control your mind. So
Right.
why would they push out us telling on them?
Right.
Right? But if you guys want to really see a different algorithm with more substance and things that really make sense, instead of like, go ahead and share the video. Share our video. Share people's channel like us. I mean, our videos are not 7 seconds long and 60 seconds long because
No.
we go in depth. So you're gonna have a lot of brain cells to rub together to listen to our videos.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to erase your brain cells. That's why it's just 7 seconds, 60 seconds, because that's how long they want to train us to focus. Right?
But one thing we have to keep in mind is that this is not just social media.
Oh no,
This
no,
is
no,
just
no.
in society altogether.
In general.
Because, you know, in California, they were given, and they may be still doing it to this day, I don't know. But I know back in 2021, maybe parts of 2022, that they were giving extra money for people who wanted to be transgender,
That's true.
who wanted to transition. So once
Yeah.
again, they give them a reward
Reward
for a certain action that they want people to take.
to do more of. Yeah.
Back in the day, if y'all don't remember, they were giving out Big Macs and French fries,
Oh my
and sometimes, what was it? Joints for
Joints.
jazz?
Let's not go back there, babe. I already went past 2020.
Okay, I'm just saying they're giving rewards for certain actions.
Oh man.
Okay, even now now this is the part that I just freaking hate as a guy, but women were getting BBLs
Ooh.
because
Yeah.
they were supposed to get attention, which is another reward that everybody wants, which is something we're about to get into in just a moment.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were destroying and still are destroying their bodies just so they
Yeah.
can be attractive to the opposite sex or even the same sex.
Or get the whatever reward that they're looking for compensated.
So this right here, you have to take a step back and understand, like, is
Yeah.
this what you want, or are you being programmed to want this?
Man.
Gosh, gotta take a pause on that one.
Sometimes you gotta get a notebook. Just write the stuff down.
If this information is good for you and you want us to keep doing videos like this,
Yeah.
donate to the Cash App.
Yeah.
It's right
Absolutely.
there on the screen. Because
Mhm.
we're going to bring it to you raw. Most people may not give it to you this way. There are
Right.
very few that will. So let's go ahead and let's get into it.
Absolutely, guys.
All right. So this next one is a doozy. We're talking about hardwire model.
Oof.
Now, I guess I'll start off on this one and let you go a little bit deeper.
Mhm.
Because when it comes to the hardwire model, this model appears to the basic human responses, the basic human needs, right? Because like everybody, if you see this triangle over here on the side,
Mhm.
we have at the very bottom, you have your basic needs, which
Yes,
is
they
safety,
do that all the time.
psychological needs,
Mhm.
and then your self-fulfillment needs.
Yep.
And so everybody wants to have these needs met.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make it big, and I'm sorry, I think I'm going in a little bit more, babe. But everybody
It's okay.
wants
It's
these.
okay. Go in deep. Go on. Swim.
Everybody wants these needs met, and it's kind of like when you go to a car dealership, right? Let me come out. I'm gonna bring it back up. It's kind of like when you go to a car dealership, and you tell the car salesman that you want this type of car, this trim with the radio, the sunroof.
Mhm.
You want the sensors on the side so they can be able to let you know everything you want. And so now this salesman knows what you need and they know what you want. And so they're going to play on that.
Hard.
And then you're going to end up coming out of the dealership paying $700 for a car when you probably could have gotten it for like $500.
Man.
So that's just that. But okay, I'm sorry, baby. Go
No, you good. You telling the truth. Don't tell nobody your business. Don't go real deep.
Right. Right.
Okay, just get them the basics.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, we're gonna get into it in a moment, but they study what people want so that they can figure out a way how to manipulate you to do certain things. But yeah.
Yeah, because as long as they find out what you need, you see what we have here? Psychological needs, safety needs, belongings and love, belongingness and love needs, self-esteem needs. So once somebody who knows mind control, I'm clapping too.
Yeah.
Once somebody knows mind control, once they have mastered these techniques, they will sift out, and there are strategic ways that you can have a conversation with someone, right? And you can get them to spill their guts, literally, right? Because I tell you this, people like hearing about themselves, okay? So if you're a type of person who like to talk about yourself, or you like people to listen to you talk about yourself, sorry to say, you might be a little bit more prone to being mind controlled.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's messed up because sometimes you just want to have a conversation with someone, but you have to be able to read people. You have to be able to read energy to see if this person is coming from a place of authenticity, and don't get lost in the ego. Because when you get lost in the ego, they just slip in. Ooh, I know what she needs. Ooh, she got low self-esteem.
Girl, them shoes look good.
Did
I don't fresh tip nails.
Oh, was you working out? Let me see.
Let me see them lashes.
Yeah. So you got to be mindful.
Yeah. But when it comes to these appealing for the basic human needs, there's two techniques that we're going to jump into, and that is the need to be special and the scapegoat.
Man.
And so, what's this one, babe?
The need to be special. I used to fall for this okie doke, guys. I used to fall for the okie doke, and people who fall for this are usually people who have abandonment issues. If you have been abandoned as a kid, if you have been abandoned in your adult life, like in general, if you suffer, should I say suffer, or if you've experienced abandonment, more than likely you'll be prone to this form of mind control, the need to be special. Now, an example of the need to be special is in telling a subject that they are uniquely qualified for a task and appreciated for their skills and knowledge. Listen to this. The hardwired human response to this is one of agreement and a feeling of satisfaction. Now, this gets tricky, guys. This can get really tricky. Because once that person wheels you in and they know that you feel special, they can actually tie that little need to feel special to get you to do just about anything.
Yep.
So you want to be really careful. You want to know that you're already special.
Yeah.
You want to be very careful and mindful of how you receive compliments, right? Compliments don't make or break you. Someone gives you a compliment, that's okay, but don't let that compliment add weight to who you are.
Right.
You are already before that compliment. I'm not saying to be boasting and whatever, boastful, but just know in your mind that you are already special and you are already unique. And if someone wants to acknowledge it, that's beautiful. But don't attach that acknowledgement to yourself in a way for you to feel like special. Because you were already special before they said that. They just acknowledged it.
Right. Yep. Right about that. All right. And what's this next one here?
Oh, man. The scapegoat. Man.
Now, this one here. Now, this is the basic need to know that our problems are not our fault, even though in fact they are. So if we can push the blame off on somebody else, oh, it's the government reason why we struggle. Oh, it's the man that cheats, or oh, she burns the food or something like that. Like, just want to blame it on everything else
Yep.
outside of you.
When
That's
you do that, that's when you actually give your power away. Because
mhm,
one thing that I had to learn, and I learned this later on in life rather than early, is that whenever you blame someone for something, the way you take your power away or you give your power away is that you have to now sit and wait for that person to fix it.
mhm,
Right? Do you see how you give your power away? But if you look within yourself and you say, what could I have done different? You take your power back.
mhm. Yep.
Take your power right back, because now you don't have to wait for somebody to do something. You can do something for yourself.
Right. And the scapegoat is also another way to rally the troops to move towards a certain goal.
Oh, yes.
Okay? Because when um let's just go back to when Trump got kicked out of office
Oh,
and Biden
man.
went back in, right? So they all wanted to blame was it so much that they were blaming Trump because he lost or that he won? I can't remember.
No,
But
they was just blaming Trump because it doesn't
yeah,
matter why. They
it's
just needed a scapegoat so that
yeah.
all the attention can be focused on that one thing, smokes and mirrors.
And
Hey,
then
look over here, while they're over there doing something else.
yeah, so that they can justify the fact that they went in and trashed the studio. Oh, I'm sorry, they trashed
Ooh, not what
the
you saying.
they trashed the White
No,
House.
yeah.
Um,
It's probably where the trash.
but so when you have a scapegoat, you get everybody else to blame that
Right,
scapegoat. Then you can get that herd mentality for people
right.
to do certain actions on a collective level.
Exactly. And this is the whole point of the
Hmm.
mind control. And I think that's going to be the next slide showing the bigger agenda. Well,
Well,
not yet, not
not
yet.
after this
I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. I'm
one.
always jumping ahead.
All right. But actually, let's go ahead and jump into this one because this actually ties into what we were talking about earlier.
The
And
NLP.
yes, and once again, if y'all are picking up what we're putting down, drop a one in the chat. Let us know that y'all are catching everything that we're putting down, and you'll be able to move on from here. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask,
Drop it in the
and
chat.
we'll go in from there.
And if you want us to pull some cards, drop it in the chat. We will definitely pull some cards for you. And don't forget to give a handy dandy donation to our Cash App. That will be very grateful. So that we can keep coming up here and making more videos, buying more books, you know what I'm saying? Getting software updated and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely won't hurt to give a little something in the donation jar.
Hmm.
But
Put some in the tip drawer.
put some in the tip jar, yeah.
Or
So
start a tip drill. Start a tip drill.
maybe I gotta do y'all want me to do AI so I could get thank you.
Oh
Thank
shit!
you.
All
But,
right.
they should have had hot dogs up here. Oh, hot dog. Hot dog.
No, we're not doing that.
Maybe that's what we gotta do for y'all to put a like on the video. Because that's what they
I
doing.
hope y'all put a like on the video by now. I really do. But
Thank
let's.
you. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. NLP, the NLP model.
All right. So the NLP model. NLP stands for new. Wow.
It's
Go
okay.
ahead.
Let's go. NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. It is a field of study that was developed in the late 70s by two scientists, Richard Bandler and John Grinder. They wanted to discover why certain therapists could deal with their clients and get very rapid results where other therapists seems to take months and years. In doing this, they discovered that there are certain mental processes we all go through to make decisions and to make changes. If someone or anyone knows another's process for making changes, they just must conform to that process and change will occur. In other words, everybody kind of works a little different, but the human body, the human mind kind of works the same. but for everybody, might be some people might be a little different, right? You just have to figure out what that is.
Right.
And that's the thing with NLP. And I must say, NLP is a pretty good model.
Yes.
When it comes to individuals trying to go, like, maybe lose weight, stop smoking, those type of things, I think NLP is a really, really good tool. But again, it could be used for something not so good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And just a continuance on the NLP, which is that NLP, it's a unique method of mind control.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, it treats people as distinct individuals, not a mass of hardwired robots.
That's why it works.
Okay. Now, this means that each person has its own processes for change, and this process is unique to them, just as my baby just pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the central key in using NLP as mind control tool is to find a way to elicit people's individual processes.
That's right.
Okay. Now, these processes can be in the form of beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
personal assumptions, tendencies, and values, as well as their strategy for making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you discover an individual's unique processes, the doors are wide open for mind control.
Yep, like a $10 prostitute, wide
Now-
open, wide open.
Now, here's one thing. You have to understand, like, how would somebody know the workings of your mind? For one, your social media, and also the games that you download.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think that there's so many strategy games that you can download? I think there's these Lord of War. There's this
Yeah.
one where you try to figure out the angles to shoot a thing to open stuff up, or you have the valves to open up which way the water flows.
And you ever wonder why some of those games are free? Think about it. How are they making money? Do you know how? Because when you subscribe to that particular app, you it's a contract. You have to
Mhm.
agree to their terms. The
Right.
terms are really, really long, so you ain't gonna read all that. You're
No.
gonna just agree. I want to play this game.
Right.
And one of the terms is that they will give away your information. They will sell your information.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is a good marketing technique for people who are out there looking for certain people to buy things. These people, they know your mind. They know what you like. They know what you don't like because you plug it all in there.
Yeah.
And says, hey, there you go.
And here's the other thing, because once again, if they know the workings of your mind, they know how you think, then
Mhm.
the mind control is open. But here's the other thing that so many people don't understand. Now, I'm a little bit neurotic. Okay, I'm kind of like
I'm paranoid.
no, it's not paranoid.
I'm past neurotic.
Gosh, I'm kind of like Dr. David Blair.
Yeah, he's neurotic.
I'm a little bit neurotic.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And so
Yeah, he did.
I don't talk a lot because I don't want people to know what I'm thinking or what I want to do.
Mm.
But have you ever noticed that, so many of y'all like to talk. Not y'all, but people that like to talk.
Extroverts.
Okay?
Yeah.
And they wonder why they're getting advertisement for earpods. Why they're getting advertisement for car insurance. Because some of y'all missing y'all payments and you need to get some insurance. Or why you see an advertisement for food rations because you're talking about living off grid. So many things. These phones are listening to everything that you are saying, and then because they know that that's something you want, they gonna put it in your face. Like, oh, I was just thinking about getting some Beats headphones.
Yeah, it actually does work. I had one of my friends, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
He's a website designer, right?
Yeah.
And there was this thing that he used to use. I think he would turn it on, and it would actually listen in to people's conversation. It's something he paid for, some type of subscription, and it would listen into people's conversation to let him know who to market to specifically. And that was like what, 8 years ago maybe. So imagine what they have now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're listening.
Loads ahead.
AI listens. AI listens.
It's real, y'all. It's real in
Yeah.
these streets. So you have to be aware of these things because
Yeah.
once again, NLP. See, this is how the control is going because it went from a point to where it's the masses and they understand that not so many people are coming together in masses and so they have to figure out a way how can we control people individually,
Right.
and so that's where technology comes in, these video games, these strategy games, so that people know how you think. You're saying all the time what you want, so they put it in your face, and then they put certain things in your face to know that, oh, this is acceptable. You'll get likes. You know, people will accept you.
And it's like the reward system. So you get rewarded. The more that you do this thing, you get more likes. Likes is rewards. Yeah. So then what? You do more of that thing.
Yeah. So can y'all see how we really have to break this down in chunks? Because we are at the hour mark, and the video that we did previously, we went through an entire book within this time frame.
I know. we really was going in hard.
And we just have this one more model to go into. Once again, if you all want this lovely queen to pull cards, definitely drop it in the chat. Also send donations that would also let us know that you want us to pull cards. Yep. But we have one more section to go into. And don't forget, I do have some bonuses after this video to help you in navigating through this whole mind control world.
Yeah. Okay? Because, guys, we are in a matrix. The mind is all. Yeah. So if you haven't ever started studying anything about the mind and how it works, you need to. And if you have studied, study more, because trust me, you can't study this enough. We don't have enough time here to study this enough, right?
But actually, no, that's one of the bonuses. I'm not even going to that yet. So let's go to the next slide.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Environmental control model, guys. Don't fall for the okie doke. So it requires that the controller consider everything that the subject will experience so that they will naturally conclude exactly what the controller wants and, as a result, fulfill the controller's objective without considering any other possibility or option. This is freaking mastery. It truly requires seeing a much bigger picture of what is happening. You see that iceberg? You see the tip of the iceberg? That's what they show you. That's how much information that they give to you to get you to make a particular decision that they want you to make. And with you having just that little itty bitty bit of information, guess what you're gonna do?
Run right into that iceberg,
like the Titanic. And come to find out, man, it's so much in his story that is a lie. That's why they call it his story. Because if you dig a little bit deeper with that Titanic story, the Titanic was not the one that actually went down. It was another one. But anyhow, that's stories for other days.
Stories for other days. All right. Now, let me get down, boy. Just so wrong. Just keep wanting rubs. Like we can't rub you 24/7. Okay. Now, this next part is one to get crucial, and I should have put this first part in bold. But this is a quote. No one can resist what they cannot detect.
Ooh, say it again. Say it again, baby. Say that again.
No one can resist what they cannot detect.
And that's the beautiful thing about mind control. You don't know it's happening.
Okay. For example, if you were in a hospital parking lot and you see a man in a white coat with a stethoscope dangling around his pocket, and he has a name tag on that says Samuel Wallace, MD Urology. Now, who asks you for some jumper cables to start his car, you naturally assume he is a doctor, but more importantly, you don't assume that he's not.
You don't assume that he is not. It wouldn't even cross your mind.
Yeah.
See how that works?
Because, and you know, this is like the movie, I think is Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, he was good.
Catch Me If You Can. This dude put on pilot uniform, they thought he was a pilot. He put on a uniform, they thought he was a banker.
Shoot.
He put on. He had so many different outfits.
Man, look at Sam and Dean.
Oh, from Supernatural.
Man, they had different IDs. They had police
he
clothes.
Just flashed a badge like
with
FBI.
With the confidence. Like they'll just show up to murder scenes, flash their badge, and nobody asks them anything.
Yeah. So that's some forms of mind control for you all to consider. Once again, we just went over the surface on some things. This is one of these videos you definitely have to go back and rewind and watch.
Yeah.
And and when you do that, you're going to see that there are some things that you may have missed. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be back and you're going to be taking notes.
Take a little bit of
notes. So with that being said, donations are definitely needed. They are appreciated. Guys. And we thank you all so much for those donations as they come in.
Yes. And that way we can come up here a little bit more often. Mm-hmm. Because we do want to be doing more videos a lot more often. But again, we are pulled in different directions because we're working on some big projects. You know what I mean? But we know that this project here, our channel, this is one of our callings. So we definitely want to invest in our calling to give information. Like we get emails all the time thanking us. So that feels really good. Feels like we're doing good work for the collective.
Right.
Opening people's eyes to information that they probably didn't know, they were not aware of, So it kind of feels good helping out.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is a part of the work that we're supposed to be doing. Once again, this is just shining light in the darkness. And it seems like this area is one that they really don't want you to look at.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you turn the spotlight to one person and then somebody comes back like, no, look over there.
Right.
Like, no, look over here. No, look over there. It's like they keep moving the light back and forth, but we're pushing this light back onto this subject to stress the point that this is something that you need to be aware of so that you don't actually fall victim to that. And for those who are here right at the 111 mark.
Wow.
Okay.
Thumbs up.
Definitely thank y'all for sticking in here. And so I said earlier that I was going to give you all some tips on how to actually navigate through this mind control world. Okay? Now, for any of those who wanted a card reading, make sure you put that in the chat or send a donation to our CashApp. Once again, that is Twin Flames Unite, all together, $ in front. Definitely send it that way. But here's just a few tips in order to really avoid falling into the traps of mind control. One is stay away from groups and trends.
Oh, stay away.
Okay? Because, one of our second to oldest son, he just, did we post about that? Did you post? Oh, no. Okay, no, we're not going to do that then. Mm-mm. But,
sometimes you got to wait for the flower to blossom before you put it in the light, because sometimes if you have a plant and the plant is a baby, it generally, depending on the type of plant, if it's a delicate plant, you can't expose it to too much light because it could shrivel up before it gets a chance to blossom. Gotcha. So, and that's just a little bit of wisdom. That's what I've been learning on my years on this planet.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I double checked, because I was like, I thought you posted.
Yeah, Spirit ain't gonna let you mess up like that.
Okay. All right, so let me
rewind.
When it comes to groups and different trends, it's like, for example, a police officer. One police officer individually, he's a good guy. There are quite a few police officers that I know are really good men and women. But when you put them together collectively,
that's a different story.
They're labeled a different way. They're labeled as so many negative things. We're not gonna go into that because I don't want this to be taken down for any reason. But collectively, they have a bad rap. Hell, you can even look at it as black people. You know, collectively, they say that they're lazy, they don't work, things of that nature. But I know plenty of brothers that work their asses off. They're not lazy and they got money. Okay?
Yeah.
So you want to stay out of the group mindset or the trends because then you just fall into a trap and you're actually within a box, which is a trap, and you're just labeled as everybody else and not as an individual. Okay? The other thing is to maintain your individuality, which means that you're not just going along to get along.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay? You keep your individuality, and one of the things that we've said from the beginning of the time of this video is to question everything.
Everything. Like I had to stand up for myself today. I was shaking doing it. Like I was nervous to stand up for myself. But I was like, well, shit, y'all ain't about to make me feel like I'm the crazy one when I know I'm not the crazy one because I'm sensitive. I'm highly sensitive.
Right.
If I'm in a group with like 5 or 6 people, I don't have to be there for a long time to really know their true intentions because I don't know how I know. I just know. I just know things. Maybe I do know, but I'm not going to tell you. But
oh yeah, you know.
I know things, and I always get a confirmation that it's correct. So I know it's a gift that I have. So it's hard for people to fool me. Before my spiritual awakening, whatever I even want to call it, right? I always had these gifts, but I used to ignore it. I would tell myself, no, Kerr, you crazy. That's not true. But then when I did that, my life was really out of balance and chaotic because I would never listen to how they would say my first mind. They call it, in St. Vincent where I'm from, they call it my first mind. Girl, why you don't listen to your first mind? That's what I call it. More higher self, higher mind, whatever. And so when I started listening to my higher self or my higher mind, my whole life changed. Like it just switched instantly because I did it for a week. I was just testing it out, because I listened to it one time. I said, you know what, for shits and giggles, let me listen to it and see what happens. And I'm so damn glad I did. I told y'all that story one time. What happened to me when I followed that. That was a strong thought form that I had to follow. But after that day, I started doing it, and I did it for 7 days straight. Life changed.
Yep.
My life hasn't been the same since. So I'm super sensitive to people around me, and you guys learn how to trust yourself and trust your intuition, but make sure you clean up your thoughts first.
Yes.
Clean house.
Yes. And right now, another thing is once you start learning about what we're talked about in this video prior, before we, in the beginning, if that's what I'm saying. Once you have read these books, because there's quite a few different books when it comes to mind control and dark NLP.
And dark psychology.
I strongly suggest that you try it out. Because you will be surprised on how much people want to be led.
Oh my God, 80%? What is it? Is it 85 or 80?
It is amazing. And I know nobody on this channel wants to be led. Y'all want to do your own thing. You don't want to be led. But you would be surprised.
Very surprised.
Of how people just want you to just take their hand and just lead them down the road.
And show them what to do every single step of the way. Erica Badu, I shared it on Instagram. She had a little clip that she said that 80% of the population wants to be controlled. They're followers. 10% of the population are leaders. And they are looking to control those 80% constantly. That's their money bag. Those 80% of followers, because they're lazy, they don't want to create, they just want someone to tell them what to do, and they want someone to mimic off of. So that's 80% of the populace, right? They're like in a sleep zone, sleep phase. What is that? Delta?
I believe so. Don't
One of them
quote me
low
on
waves.
that,
It
but
ain't alpha.
it's a low wave.
They ain't up. They sleep. And so it's like that's how it's so easy to mind control them, because they're not aware. They're not conscious.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother
Yeah.
level on that, because the frequency that are put out, they put your brain waves into a certain state to where you're more suggestible, and you're able to program. You're able to plant those seeds even more.
That's another form of mind control. Because when you can say things a certain way to put people in a trance, and once you get them in that trance, then you can just boop, plant your seeds, and you can walk away, because them seeds is going to grow, and then they'll come back. So you guys need to know this stuff, man. Don't leave this video here tonight without either joining our Patreon so you can get access to the book, or looking it up. Go to Amazon, do something.
Yes, you need to know this stuff.
So, and you need to know it in detail, right? That way, it's when it's being used on you, you can recognize it, and that way you don't have to fall into these traps and mess your life up. Because why? You didn't know. You know, the universe don't care about you not knowing.
It don't.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So don't be like the 80%, right? Our goal is to get that 80% to at least 60. Okay? Because that 10% wants that 80% to actually grow.
Right.
So we have 80% of the population who wants to follow. We have 10% of the population who wants to lead those 80%. And then we have 5% of the population who's watching the two of them go at it. And we the 5% is trying to tell the 80%, yo, what you doing? And the 10% is trying to kill the 5% because they messing this stuff up. Hey, what you doing? This is my money. Don't wake them up. So you see, this is why with the 5%, you consider us in the 5%, because look at our channel. We got 10 views right now. Yeah. If you go to somebody else's channel that's talking a bunch of rubbish, they're probably going to have hundreds and thousands of views. Listen, YouTube have us capped at 6,900, right? As soon as we get to 7,000, they start deleting our subscribers. Right. Like they are capping us right here where we at. So if you guys want to help us to grow our channel, please share our videos. Yes. Because in the whole situationship that happened back in 2020, in 2021, we were on here hard. We almost got our whole channel shut down because we were trying to help people, right? To really what was going on. So YouTube still have malice.
Yeah. They still got hate in their heart.
They still got hate in their heart because we were not going with the status quo. We were not encouraging people to take a certain thing, you know. So they still hating on us slowly. So if you guys want to help the channel, just go ahead and donate to our channel. You can do CashApp if you want to do like a super chat or whatever. That's fine. But definitely share our video. Join our Patreon so that we can get back on the algorithm in trying to do our light work.
Yeah.
In the dark, right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Wow, that was a big mouthful.
All right, y'all. So we gotta go ahead and end this because we have been up since like 5 this morning.
Yeah, we woke up kind of early.
Yeah, so we gotta go ahead and get it in. So once again, we hope this information was helpful for you. Definitely like, share, subscribe to the channel, donate, help out. That would be appreciated. But until next time. Now, next time we're going to go back to the relationship.
We'll go back to the relationship, but we wanted to do this mind control first.
Yeah, and we're going to do some series. We're going to do back and forth.
This was important. And remember, don't spill your beans to just about anyone, because they can use your information and your needs to control you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Keep your stuff to yourself sometimes. Learn how to vent to yourself sometimes. Right. Go in a closet. Go to your higher self and vent there, okay, until
Right.
you actually have someone or some people that you can truly trust.
Yep.
All right.
All right. With that being said, we love y'all.
Love you guys.